What is up, YouTube? KM888 here with the promised deck profile for my defense OTK. I know I've already done it on a dueling network, but this is of course a little bit different because it's in real life. I finally got all the cards and I also still made some improvements to the deck, so you'll see it later on in the video, the changes. I'll also post a picture from Dueling Network, of course, down in the description for you guys to see. If you want to test it out, be my guest. I'm not forbidding it or anything. It's really good that you guys net deck the decks that you see, because that's the way how you learn to play with decks like these. And these are a lot more fun to play than the meta decks because it's just a little bit something that is not expected, I guess. So I guess let's go into the deck. First of all, the monsters. 16 monsters. So first of all, heart of the deck, of course, the triple stone statue of the Aztec. As I already told you guys, it's not only a deck profile, it's also some commentary behind the deck profile. So I'll just do the deck profile first, and then I'll do some combos with you guys. So okay, triple stone statue of the Aztec. Then Stronghold, Guardian, also 3 times. Triple gate blocker, really awesome card in this deck. Again, I'll explain why after the deck profile. If you want to know all these stuff, just check it out until the end of the video. Double Destiny Hero Defender, 1 Gear Golem the Moving Fortress, double Legendary Jujitsu Master, 1 Debris Dragon, and 1 Redox Dragon Ruler of Boulders. That's it for the monsters. I'm playing 16 monsters. I know it's not much, but it suffices, so yeah. Let's go into the spells. Spells are mostly here for consistency. Triple Pot of Duality, way too good not to play in this deck. 1 Reinforcement of the Army. I have 5 warriors in the deck, so why not? Double MST. 3 is too much in this deck because you don't really need it. It's just to remove annoying stuff on the field. You always want to make a plus with this because else it ain't good. And it's just for the annoying stuff, else you don't want to use it. 1 Soul Charge and double Unity. I know the card ain't legal in Europe, Australia, stuff like that. But for the Americans it is legal. And well, I live in Belgium in Europe, so for me I'm not able to play these in official tournaments, but among friends, if they agree, it's just for fun, like, so it doesn't really matter. So yeah, those are 9 spells, 16 monsters, 9 spells, and then 15 traps, I believe. Yeah, it should be right. Triple Battle Mania. Battle Mania is such a good card. It's really good. The opponent often knows your defense deck, so they won't attack you, so this forces them. Triple D2 shield to buff your monsters up even more. 1 cross counter, only 1, I'll explain why later. Double fairy box, this is just a troll card, nothing more in this deck. 1 Ghost of a Grudge, really fun card to use. You don't believe how much fun I've had with this card, even though it's at 1 in my deck. 1 Mirror Wall, no one plays it, but I do, and it's really come in handy a lot. Look at the reflection. Double Ojama Trio, really fun card to use in this deck and really wins me games. Metal Reflect Slime at 1, it's monster with 3000 defense, nothing much to say about it. And 1 Skill Drain, I'll explain why later on in the deck video. That's it for the main deck. 16 monsters, 9 spells, 15 traps, should be 40, so yeah. Let's go on to the extra deck. I'm playing 1 Ancient Fairy Dragon and 1 Black Rose Dragon. No Star Eater up till now. I might actually include one, but I don't know yet if it's a smart ID because mostly in this deck I don't want to attack, but we'll see. It could be added. For rank 3s, I only played the Giant Soldier of Steel, really awesome card for this deck. And then the rank 4s, just a bunch of staples basically. Dweller, Exiton, Silent Honor, Daigusto Emerald, Diamond Dyer, Gaga Cowboy, Maestro of the Symphony Djinn, Black Ship of Corn, Photon Puppel Operative, Ragna Zero. This card is coming up a bit, being used more because you can draw in both turns. I'm not sure how I'm liking it right now, but if it comes in handy, it comes in handy, so yeah. Heartland Draco, really fun card if you need to burn those last 2000 points of the opponent. And attack card of mine, Unformed Void. This is really awesome as well, I'll explain it right after the video. Deck profile is almost done, just the side deck, and then we can go to the combos. So the side deck. Double Flying Sea. For the side deck I'll explain immediately because that's kind of important. Flying Seas are against Exceed decks. This deck pretty much loses against things like Photon Puppet Operative, Black Corn, Scrap Dragon, Exiton Knight, so you want to prevent them from Exceed summoning, Synchro summoning, making those big monsters. So 2 Flying Seas against Exceed monsters. Then some more against trap cards because Royal Decree is a thing game 2 and 3. 1 Mystical Space Typhoon and Double Twister. Seems fine. Then also, now it are only traps anymore. The 3 Battle Manias aren't enough actually in game 2 and 3 because the opponent knows from turn 1 on what you're playing, and most of the time they won't summon anything until they have their big boss on the field. So all out attacks is one more card I'll include in this, in the side deck, because it forces them to attack with every special summon monster, and that's also pretty good. So yeah. Against Synchro monsters, Synchro summoning, I have 2 Discords to prevent them from Synchro summoning, which is really awesome with the Battle Mania stuff, because you force the little monsters to attack while they can't make their big ones. Also the Ojama Trio stays on the field then. And 1 Tuner's Team, just to steal their Synchro monster if they happen to summon one while you have this face down. It's also really cool against things like Scrap Dragon and Stardust Dragon, so yeah. Then for against Monarchs, because Tribute Summoning is really annoying, Monarchs are a threat against this deck. I play double Mask of Restrict. It's actually pretty cool and no one sees it coming, so yeah. Most of the time they side things against me to stop my traps like Royal Decree and things, and then I'll go, hey look, Mask of Restrict, you can't Tribute Summon. Oh, you go Royal Decree, I'll MST that because I sided that in as well. Then Ghost of a Grudge, 1 more, because it needs 8 cards of the opponent in the graveyard, and against decks that send cards to the graveyard really fast, this card is amazing, so yeah. 1 more Skill Drain. Skill Drain is also awesome in the deck because things, as I said before, things like Scrap Dragon, Papal Operative, Black Ship of Corn, Exiton, Diamond Dyer, those are the things that will stop you, and Skill Drain just says like, no, I won't let you. And Skill Drain is really good against it then. And then the last 2 cards are Double Wiretap. Wiretap is really good, also stops Decree, Trap Stuns, stuff like that, so yeah. Also things that MST can't negate, like the Trap Stun that I just said. Wiretap is really good against that then. That's it for the side deck. You've seen the deck now, 40 cards main, 15 side and 15 extra deck. Now let's go into some of the combos. Sometimes it might take me to get some of the cards, but don't worry, it's worth it. I'll explain the cards while we're at it as well, so first the combos, then the card explanations, I think that's best. For the first combo, that's the main combo you want to get off in the deck, we'll need Stone Statue of the Aztecs, 1 Ojama Trio, and lastly 1 Battle Mania. Now, I'm explaining these combos like they won't be stopped, so of course we play other cards in the deck too, so if they want to stop something, you could stop them as well, so yeah. These 3 cards are needed for the first combo. Thing you do is you'll set the Stone Statue of the Aztec in your first turn, and you'll set these 2. Now what will happen is the opponent draws, and at the end of the draw phase you have a chance to activate cards. So you'll activate the Ojama Trio and special summon 3 Ojama tokens to their side of the field in defense. Now the Ojama tokens cannot be tributed, and because they're tokens they can't be used for an Exceed summon. So synchroing is basically the only thing that will stop this, except for destruction. And then this is the draw phase, so in the standby phase you'll activate Battle Mania, and all these tokens will have to go into attack, and they will have to attack you this turn. So if the opponent can't get rid of those tokens, that's really good. Then in the battle phase they will attack and they'll crash into the stone statue of the Aztec. I'll show you guys its defense. As you can see, come on, zoom in. Like that. It has 2000 defense, and the effect of Stone Statue of the Aztec says that any damage that is dealt with this card will be doubled. So basically, if they attack you, one token has 0 attack, that will be 2000 damage, and thanks to its effect it will be doubled, which makes it 4000 damage in one attack. And because I have 3 tokens, that will be 12,000 damage. So that will be game. That's really awesome if they can't stop it, but if they can, you have another thing coming. So my suggestion for that is to really watch out what your opponent is playing, and if you know how they play, you should have a decent strategy in your head to get this combo off. That's the first combo. Of course, that's with Stone Statue of the Aztec, the one card in your deck that you need to do it with. And then there also is a combo with these 3. It's basically the same combo but with Destiny Hero Defender. So if you do this combo as well and you count out the damage, it's 2700 times 3, which makes it 8100 damage. And with Destiny Hero Defender, that's just enough to OTK them. If you would replace the Defender with something like Big Shield Gardna, even if the Big Shield Gardna's effect would be negated, that switches it to attack mode, 2600 times 3 wouldn't be enough. It would only be 7800. And with Defender you actually get the OTK off, which is really important in this deck, because the more turns you give your opponent to get cards that can stop you, the worse it is. So you want to end things as quickly as possible, or get stall cards like Skill Drain and what's it called? The fairy boxes. So yeah. So that was another combo which basically gets you 8100 damage. The next thing I want to talk about, something completely different at this point. Stronghold Guardian. It's a really awesome card. Its effect reads, I'll read it along with you guys. Well, you probably won't be able to read it, but I'll just lay it here. If a defense position monster you control is attacked, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard during the damage step to have your attack monster gain 1500 defense until the end phase. So what will happen is your monster gains 1500 defense, but you can also activate multiples of these. So if you have 3 in your hand, you can give your monster 4500 extra defense, which is insane, really. Next card. The Legendary Jiu-Jitsu Masters. Legendary Jiu-Jitsu Master, if it's attacked while in defense, it will bounce the opponent's monster back to the top of their deck. So if you can boost this guy's defense up to 3600 or even more, this thing will stay on the field and your opponent will basically be screwed because everything they summon will just get bounced back. Debris Dragon, really awesome card in this deck because it can summon a lot. Like, I'll show you guys, it can summon the Gate Blocker, it can summon the Defender, it can summon Stronghold Guardian, and it can summon Stone Statue of the Aztec. And these cards, I played 3 of the Stone Statue, 3 of the Stronghold Guardian, 2 of the Defender, and 3 of the Gate Blocker. So 3, 6, 9, 11 cards that the Debris Dragon has for targets to go for an Exceed play, which is really awesome, so yeah. Also, I could use Debris Dragon alongside Redox to make Star Eater, but I'm not sure how that will work out in this deck, so if anyone has an idea about it, for if I have to add it, please comment why, because it could help me to improve the deck, so yeah. One more combo among the monster cards. Gate Blocker, really an awesome card. If you have 2 on the field, you stop the opponent from targeting your monsters at all. Then they cannot target. This thing, it will negate field spell effects. The opponent won't be able to put counters on cards. And one Gate Blocker stops the opponent from targeting other monsters on your side of the field, except for this one. But if you have 2, this one will protect this one, and this one will protect this one. So if they can't target, things like Photon Pebble Operative, Black Ship of Corn, and Scrap Dragon already won't be a problem anymore, and that's actually really good for the deck. Now, What are ways to get these out at 2? Because most of the time you'll just set them in defense. Of course they'll attack 1, but if you set another one, yeah, they can still target this. So you want to have this in defense. Now, the things to get these on the field at once are actually pretty simple. Like, if you have one already, you can use Redox's effect. Let me get it. So you'll just have these in your hand then, and you'll or this in the grave, doesn't really matter. Redox effect discards itself and an Earth attribute monster like Gate Blocker to send them to the graveyard. And then Redox special summons a monster from the graveyard, so you'll just special summon this again, and then you have your luck. Another way to get this is through Ancient Fairy Dragon, because you can special summon one monster from your hand in defense to the field every turn. Of course you can't attack, but heck, you never attack in this deck. That doesn't really matter anymore then. And the last method to get these onto the field is the Soul Charge. Just use Soul Charge, special summon 2 of them back. It are some ways to get these on the field. It isn't much, but this isn't the goal of the deck. It's just another thing that it can do to make life on your opponent hard. And of course they could attack into them and flip them up like that, but that's not the thing that will happen the most. If you do it, you'll probably go through Soul Charge or through a Redox. That's most of the things you'll do. Something else I want to talk about, probably the trap cards. Let's see. Already told about Unity, that it can't be used in Europe. It's kind of sad, but, well, that's about it. So, yeah. For monsters, I've talked about them all, except for the Gear Golem, the Moving Fortress. I really haven't decided what to do with this card yet. 2200 defense is really nice, and it doesn't have a downside. Basically, it's also an Earth monster, so it's really good for Redox. And it's a machine type. I'm not really sure what I can do with that yet, but it might be a good way to include one pot of Dichotomy or something. I should probably look into that, because I have machines, warriors, rocks, and 2 dragons, so I might actually include one pot of Dichotomy to cycle a bit through them again and recycle them. So yeah, if you have any thoughts on that idea, just tell me, because that would be cool. Then this card would actually have a pretty nice purpose in this deck. So yeah. And then the trap cards. I've already talked about this combo. That's one of the easiest combos that you can have in this deck. It really helps out, so yeah. Then the other traps. Skill Drain is probably one of the best cards that I have to talk about. Sure, it negates my Stone Statue of the Aztec, it negates my Gate Blocker and my Jujitsu Master, but that ain't the point. The point is that you protect your monsters from effect from the opponent. Fire Fists, Papal Operative, Exiton, all common cards, and it's just annoying. It also helps when you have like these two on the field. Redox and Defender, like, they have a downside. The Redox, it goes to your hand when it's special summoned in the end phase of the opponent's turn, and the Defender gives the opponent an additional draw in their draw phase. So the Skill Drain also negates these bad effects, and they just stay on the field, so it's pretty cool. That's it for Skill Drain. Metal Reflex Slime is pretty awesome. It's a 3000 body that you can summon during their turn. So the thing that will happen with this card that is really good is with Unity. Like, if you have one monster on the field, it doesn't really matter which one. It can be your weakest one because you had to summon it out of necessity. Like, you could have that Stronghold Guardian that you had to summon because you had no other monsters and you had to. And you just go like, oh, it's their turn, so they attack the Stronghold Guardian, and you go, oh, look, Metal Reflex Slime, special summon it in defense, and then they'll still attack the Stronghold, and you'll go, yeah, look, Unity, 4500 defense. Of course, that's not too great of a move. You could also just keep this in your hand and just pick the Metal Reflex Slime, but that. And then just drop this in the damage step. But they probably wouldn't attack this, and then some damage wouldn't have been done, so this combo is actually still pretty good. You don't have to do it with this. Like, if you do it with Stone Statue, the effect is really better. Like, if you have this, The stone statue will have 5,000 defense, and the damage will be humongous. So yeah. Let's see. Mirror Wall, pretty damn good with Battlemania, because they have to attack with all their monsters, and Mirror Wall just cuts them all in half. And then if you have Stone Statue of the Aztec, most of the time it's game. So yeah. Of course, you don't have to pay for Mirror Wall, but you can, and that's a nifty side effect. If you have life points to spare, the Mirror Wall will actually serve a second turn if you want to. Ghost of a Grudge. If the opponent has 8 or more, all their monsters become 0 attack, and that's really awesome because you can do it at the moment that they attack, and they just have a 0 attack monster that attacked into a stone statue for 4,000 damage. So yeah. Fairy Box is probably the most fun card in the deck. The opponent never wants to MST it because they just think you don't pay the cost each and every turn, but you don't really mind about the cost if the opponent has 0 attack. So yeah, Fairy Box is probably one of the best cards in this deck. Cross Counter, I only play one because it doesn't stack up with the stone statue. If you have the stone statue out, you can't use cross counter to double that damage again, because damage is already once doubled, and that's actually kind of sad. It would be cool to have 8,000 damage on board in one turn instead of 4,000, but it only works with the other cards, with Defender, the gate blockers, and well, you name it. But apart from that, it's actually still a good card, and that's why I run one. It can also be used in the damage step after your monster is flipped up. I looked it up. It's in the rulings. It doesn't show on the card, but it is in the rulings, and that's pretty fun actually. So yeah. Then we have the D2 shields. It's the last card that I haven't talked about. D2 shield, it doubles your monsters, your face-up monster's defense. That's really awesome. You can do it with the stone statues to give it 4,000 defense, or you can do it with the Jiu-Jitsu Master, give it 3,600 defense, and yeah, that's basically game, because if they can't get over it and they can't get rid of it by any other effect, well, this thing will keep bouncing shit. So yeah. And oh, man, the Defender, you have to calculate, like, the Defender with the D2 shield is 5,400 defense. That's amazing. That's just such a big number. Also, if you have Skill Drain out with Redox, this thing will have 6,000 defense, so just watch out for that. You might just think, like, why would you keep a Defender on the field? Even with 5,400 defense, your opponent will draw. Well, I won't keep it on the field. Like, this move, I will only do it if it's necessary. Most of the times I will just summon something else, like a gear, and then I'll just overlay and summon something bigger. So yeah. That's it about combos for the main deck. I think I've had most of it right now. Maybe a couple of things for the extra deck. Ancient Fairy and Black Rose should be clear. I can summon it with the Debris Dragon, so yeah, why not? The Giant Soldier of Steel, such a cool monster. I can only summon it with 2 legendary Jiu-Jitsu monsters, but it's worth it. Like, this card has 3,000 defense whenever you like it, and you can't take effect damage. So if you have this on the field and they want to kill you with a cowboy, or you're playing against Chainburn, you can just, whenever you feel like it, you can just chain this effect and all the damage goes to 0. Like, if they have, if they chain again, chain again, and at the last chain you just chain this and all the damage in that turn goes to 0. That's just wow. And if you just feel like, oh, they might stop now, you can also still use its effect, and if they chain again, yeah, well, so be it that they have a little bit more damage, but this thing will still save you from most of the damage, and that's just the thing that saves you, so yeah. Well, I don't think I have to say anything about all the staples. That would be kind of redundant. They're just here to help maintain the field if I have to get rid of something annoying. What else do I have? Oh, still 2 more staples. The Ragna Zero, just for things. that gain attack. If it's too much, I can still pop their cards and then I'll draw, so that's still good. The Heartland Drago, I already explained it. If I have to do 2000 damage on the nose, just pop and why not? And then the last card, the Unformed Void. Like, this is my tech choice for the extra deck. Just summon it in defense, and in their turn, this card will gain attack and defense equal to the total attack of the Exceed monster on your opponent's side of the field. It has saved me once already. I just had to summon it once, so yeah. But one time is more than you need, so yeah. It's still pretty cool card. So yeah. That's about it for the deck list and every combo that you can do. Of course there are more combos, but probably obvious one or just not obvious ones. So that's about it for now. If you like this video, please put a thumbs up. It really helps the video to get noticed. Comment below for any questions that you still have. I'll happily answer them all. I love reading your comments. If you really liked it and you want to see more of my videos, more of my content, subscribe to my channel. I mean, it's just one click and you'll get my videos. So yeah, and it will also make me really, really happy. That's it for now. KM888 out.